Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are opening the pit of maize and we're going to see what it is like. It has been 4 weeks now since we have a cut. I have to get the tires pulled off. We're not going to take a lot off it because we're only going to be feeding very small amounts of it to get going, and even when we do get going, it's going to be a grab of silage about 200 kilos to the diet feeder, so it's not a lot. Not only are we doing that, I also have to strip the silage pit, so there's a lot of tires to get moved off that. And to make it more interesting, we still haven't fixed the teleporter. What has broke is this pipe here, so the way it fits in there, I was using the teleporter to shunt around some stuff, and of course it slipped, went in, bang, hit that, broke the pipe. So that makes it interesting. I have to use the shear grab, so I'll somehow manage to pick up the tires and big tires, and I'll throw back small tires. Get that done, feed the cattle, and then we're going to have an update on Dolly, because a lot of people have been asking how Dolly is doing, and we'll show you how she's doing. Anyways, we better get to it, but before I do much more, don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified of my videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, because it all helps just keep the videos tipping along. We'll go sort out these pits. I don't know which pit to sort first. I think I'll sort that pit out first, and then we'll come to this pit, because there's more work to do in that pit.
Show me loving, I need your loving, 'cause I'm drowning in something and I can't come out.
So one of the questions I get a lot is, why do I cut the plastic off the pit, or why don't I save it, roll it up like a lot of other farmers do? And the simple reason is that, so you can kind of see how the plastic goes down. So what happens is, everyone does a bit of feeding in the yard, but I'm the only one who does this job, strip the pit. So what happens is, when any of the others come to do the feeding and the plastic is up on the edge and there's no space to take a grab without silage, what to do is close the grab, close everything. Not great for the top of a pit, because it loosens. I'll just pull that up, it loosens the top of the pit, and you can see it lets in the heat. So you've good silage there, you have bad stuff there, because all that was pushed and riz. And they do it, they'll never strip the pit. Stripping the pit is my job, and that's why I don't bother rolling the plastic, because I'm the only one who does this job, and I can have it rolled all the way perfect near the back wall, and you can be guaranteed I won't do it someday and they'll come in and take a lovely big chunk out of it. It'll be worth nothing, waste of time. So that's why I don't bother saving the plastic. I just keep it cut, because can't keep up with them. So that's why we do, that's why we cut the plastic. Anyways, I better get back to it. We keep cutting the plastic off and we get ready to start. Oh no, we get ready then to strip the other pit so we can get ready to start feeding.
I need your loving, me, myself, ain't enough. It's like being a doctor to a crushing heart. I want you to know how bad it hurts. If you keep it beside along my heart.
So now that's the pit open. There is patches not great on it, but the most of it is pretty good. There's not a thing wrong with that there. But when it comes to the corners, that corner's not too bad, but the other side is very bad. When we got the silage tested, it come back a bit high in ash, which is a sign that there was a bit too much soil, dirt, clay got into it. So maybe the rake was running too tight, the mowers were running too tight, there was something like that. Not so much wrong, but it just means that the pit, it's one of the reasons why we have so many of them little spots, because the dash content was a bit high. That doesn't help with the preserving of the silage. Anyways, we gather up these plastic and we're ready to go. Hopefully now what I've cut here will last, there's a mouse, will last about a week. That's what I always aim for, is to cut enough off to do a week. So should have enough there and here. If you're wondering why is the pit like this, it's because we have whole crop under there, under the second cut, and then this is some second cut and then first cut underneath this again. And because the bulls went in first, we needed the whole crop and not a lot of silage. Now that we have more cattle in, we need more silage. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Eventually we will get the pit squared up, but it won't be till we get the rest of the calves in and we're on all the silage we need. And one of the things as well we have to do is we have to take grabs of silage off that first and then feed the bulls the whole crop underneath. Maybe not the ideal setup. Maybe it'd be better if you had a separate pit for the whole lot, but it works for us and it's just how we do it. At the start of the year, it can be quite hard to use enough silage to get enough whole crop out of the pit to feed the bulls, but when you get into the winter a bit, it's a heck of a lot easier. But anyways, get this plastic pulled off, and as you can see, all that there, that how it has to be pulled off and dumped, and then we can get to the good silage underneath it. So only the top inch, 2 inches of it is rotten, but the rest is fine. Why? I don't know. Just this corner patch here, it goes up to about there. You can feel underneath the plastic, probably just where it didn't get rolled enough or something like that. But anyways, we get this plastic counter up and we get the maize bin open, and then we get some feeding done. Now, onto the maize pit. So as you can see, Father Phil dumped some lovely gravel there. So I'm not going to touch that today because nothing worse than trying to shovel gravel off a pit. But I'll move that next week. But I'm only going to take about probably the weight of that tyre. So up as far as that tyre goes across the pit, because we're only going to be feeding half a grab or a quarter grab for the first week or so, and try and build them up onto a grab. We'll see how the pit lasts that way. But to get these tyres moved again, we're to whip off the big tyres, throw them at the tyre where we store the tyres behind the shed below, and any of the small tyres I'll throw back up and we'll get it done. Yeah, we'll get to it. And now, time for the moment of truth. We open the pit. Now I just shoved them tyres down there because it's too slow moving with that, and it's getting on. I want to get fed. Also the white dust you see on it, and that stuff, it's sticky and it smells quite a bit. That is from rolling barley there. The dust has blew in on the pit. But anyways, open sesame. Ho 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 ho. It's been that long since we had maize, I don't even know what to expect. But the smell from that, whew, it does smell very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Now it's a little bit slimy and icky here. That's to be expected. It probably didn't get enough of a rolling, or the tyres just weren't tight on it. I don't know whether I'll strip all of this back or whether I'll just leave some of it. I might only just leave some of it out and strip the rest back when I need it, because I'm not, yeah, it's been that long since we had maize. The last time we had maize, I said it before, 2015, so it's 6 years since we had maize on the farm. It doesn't look too bad, so it doesn't. It smells really, really sweet. Anyways, we get the shear grab. Well, actually, before I can take a shear grab over, I have to get the diet feeder sorted, and I have to get silage off the top of the pit. Then I can get the shear grab in it. But I think I'll leave it at that. So I need 2 scoops, and I'll peel the rest back off tomorrow. But yeah, that does look good. A little bit of waste there, but other than that, looks pretty damn good, so it does. line up the diet feeder. We'll put a bit of meal in, or we get a ration mixed. Close the back window. Stop any more dust getting in the tractor. PTO on. So what we've done now is we have our blocks of silage put into the heifers and the bullocks. They're not on the diet feeder yet because they don't need to be. So we're giving them blocks of silage, just it's easier to feed them. They won't be going on a ration on the diet feeder till probably the end of the month when we start to wind them up. That is on. Now we have our whole crop unlocked, you could say. We can get half a big block of whole crop there. I also took a few from there because I needed to. Something else some of you may have seen, I took some less than nice, not great grabs of silage. The tops are gone. I would never put that into the diet feeder because then you're mixing good and bad silage together and it's not great for the cattle. But when you give them in a block, they pick around the bad bits and you can scoop out. But with the stuff that's really bad, the stuff down there and the very corner grab there, I close the grab and I use the teat past the bucket and I scrape off the top, that top layer, and lets me into the bottom stuff. Don't have to break me back trying to fork it out, and it's a heck of a lot quicker. So anyways, we'll pick in and grab a whole crop, pick in a bucket of meal, and then we'll take a grab of this maize and see what it's like. Just put in 500, there's now 550 in it, so that is nearly half a ton of a block in that shear grab. Just for those of you that say that shear grab takes no grabs, it's all about how much you want to get, and if you want to get half a ton, you get half a ton out of the pit in the one grab. Now our stuff is slightly wet, so it would weigh a little bit heavier, but I'd always say 250, 300 kilos, no bother, any day of the week. We get a bucket of meal and then we put in our maize. There's the first grab out, and that does smell nice. Now it's not, look at, for what I'm taking out of it, which is very little, it's not going to do a great cut or anything, but that does look very nice. That smells good. The kernels, someone did ask what's the kernels. The kernels are the grains. The grains of maize, these little bits, they're what we call kernels, but that does look quite nice, so it does. Anyways, we put that in the diet feeder, we fill it up and we get into the cattle. Yeah, that does look nice. Whiskey meal. First diet feeder full. We have 1100 kilos in it, so we drove around to the silage shed, and they're the first to get the taste of maize. They were the first ones in, so they get the first try of it. So we tip round to them. Also, for those of you wondering, why have we not opened the pit sooner? Why have we left it 4 weeks? That is down to there was nightshade in the maize, grown in the maize, and look, you can spray for it. We did spray for it and everything, but it still comes up. And the nightshade, you have to give the pit 3 weeks to ferment for the poison to, I don't know what the right word is, to go out of it, to ferment out of it, to nullify, whatever. Just that it won't sicken the cattle. So that's why we had to leave it. We left it that 4 weeks. It means we're just a little bit safer with it. So that's why that's done. And anyways, we'll go get into the shed and we'll go feed these. 3, 2, 1. More down. So we split the difference between the two pens and that's them to get another day feeder for the bulls in the bottom shed and the bullocks, and that's it then. I still have another day feeder to put into the bulls we put in the last day. We're just starting to wind them up, so we were giving them hay and grabs of silage. Now we're moving them on to some silage and whole crop and building them up to the ration that these lads are on, because every time you change the cattle's diet, you do it gradually and you build them up to where you want them to be to avoid sickening them, because if you sicken them you lose stride. So that's why we build them up slowly, and that's why we're putting such little amount of maize. When we get these up and running, these will be on 200 to 300 kilos of maize, whereas I think I put in 100 kilos, not even 100 kilos there in that grab. So that's why we do that. We have to get them built up and ready to take the ration that they're going on to. So right now we're having up on our site, and but yeah, so that's really the story with them. Yeah, we get these other day feeders in, and then we'll go finish the video with Dolly and show you how she's getting on. And yeah, so anyways, we'll get these other day feeders put in. So all fed, all diet feeding done, and here we are with the boys and the slats. And how are they liking their new ration? I think we're liking it quite nicely. So you can see it there, that's what it looks like. You can see the bits of maize there. Wouldn't be a wild pile of kernels in it now. Not like that's a bit of wheat. Try another bit. There we go. There's a kernel. There's some of the beans that's going into it. Yeah, that's the ration they're on now. So we will increase the maize over the next 2 weeks, get them up to where we want them to be, and hopefully that won't be too long, putting a bit of flesh on them. And yeah, they're doing pretty well now, so can't complain about these lads. They're doing all right. That's the maize open, and we're starting to feed it. Now I was putting in grabs of silage with that. Yes, I do know using a shear grab barrier is not the safest thing, but I always have the shear grab closed when I'm pushing in, so I open it up that the teat, just as it is now, that the height of the teat is higher than the bucket, so I don't damage me teat, but I can push in. And when I'm open the grab to let up the silage, I make sure it's well up, that the shear grab is up out of the way. I am aware that it's maybe not the best thing to do, but it's what we do. But anyways, yeah, the other thing I want to talk about is I have 3 videos I'm planning on doing. One is going to be a video kind of on the cost of growing the maize and the pros and cons, kind of a pro and con on growing maize, and a look at what it actually costs us to grow that crop. That's one video I'm planning. The other video is on the Jersey boys. How did they go for us for the year, and kind of let you know how they went, which wasn't great, but we'll tell you about that. And the other video is I want to do a video on kind of the future, the dairy beef, for this is dairy beef a sustainable future, or something like that is what I'm hoping to do. But which would you like to see first? Which of them 3 videos would you like to see first? There are 3 videos I will be doing over the winter months, and let me know which one you'd like to see first, and I'll concentrate on getting that done. But anyways, on that I'll get Liv and we'll go to Dolly. We'll finish off the video, we'll get her up and standing, and we'll show you how she is, and we'll want a bit of advice on what we should do. But I'll get Liv and we'll go to Dolly next. But anyways, that's the maize, and that is the big bad bulls heading for finishing. So here we are with Dolly, a shadow of her former self. Yeah, so suppose to give you context, so Dolly got barley intoxication. So it's Liv's Dexter heifer, pedigree Dexter heifer. She got barley intoxication. She had too much barley on the calves over the space of a week, and she sickened herself, really badly sickened herself, so badly that the vet didn't have any hope for her. He basically said she wasn't going to make it, but she did. She got out of it. She's got out of that, and but it's taken her, it's like 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago, and that's spent most of her time lying. Over the space of the last 2 weeks, we've been standing her up. And actually this is the first time today we've been standing her using a bag and a harness, and we lift her up with the teleporter. But today we actually, me and Liv just stood her up there by ourselves. We got her shoved up on her back feet and she jumped up in the front. But she's not making any hand of it herself. She's good and lively, she's eating, she's drinking. She'll dawdle around a little bit now, but as you may notice, there's one of her legs is really annoying her. So this leg here is completely, it's all sores from where she's been lying down, there, and there, but the leg is all tense and you cannot bend it. And you can feel, she's pooing, but you can feel in there the muscle is tense. You can see that leg is letting her down at the minute because she can't bend it. We can't even bend it by force yourself. I don't know what's wrong. We got antibiotics off the vet, we got lots of stuff off the vet, giving her minerals, all sorts of stuff. If she wasn't standing, we'd probably make the decision to put her down, but because she's still able to get up, she'll walk around. She was out there and she's decided to walk in underneath the shelter of the castle. And yeah, it's annoying. We don't really know what to do. If anyone has any suggestions what we should do, is that leg is just letting her down at the minute. We don't know whether it's an infection in the back or whether she's just the sores and maybe it'll take longer. But yeah, it's just a tough one. But anyways, that's the story of Dolly. Still alive. Shadow of her former self. She got quite thin, but you can see there, that leg. It's whatever it is about it. But I leave her alone now. She might go off and eat a bit of stuff, and I think Liv's gone to get her another bit of hay and a bucket of water. But anyways, look, that's for it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. That's opening the maze. It's taken quite a while to get it all done, and this is an update on how Dolly is. But anyways, we'll leave it at that for today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That is it from us. Good luck.